fellow diamond painting addicts, and welcome back to Diamond Painting Anonymous. I'm Daphne, and I'm here today to share with you another finish and also my thoughts about some things. So this is a little bit of an unconventional setup. What I'm going to be showing you today is a finish of another one of the Art Dot canvases. But what I wanted to test was my tray setup. If you remember from the kit up of this kit, what I did was there's only 23 colors, so I had my 10 tray brick trays, the pink ones here, and then I had a bunch of other cat-proof trays that I had purchased previously for a different project. So I thought I would use all of them and just see if it made my painting go any faster. There's some variables I can't account for, but I have to say, I think it made it faster. So only 23 colors. The other kit that I did from Art Dot, which was kind of what I was using for comparison because all the kits in that box are the same size and have the same number of drills. So that is kind of a controlled variable. However, there's a different amount of confetti, obviously, and multi-placing in each kit. This one I thought had kind of the same amount of multi-placing as the previous Midnight Lanterns that I had done, just with less colors. So I don't know if it was because it was less colors. I don't know if it was because I was using this method. I originally just had these stacked, which for the cat proof, because the trays have this lid on them, it makes it hard to see because when they're sitting flat like this, even if they're aimed at you, this little lip right here of the tray makes it hard to see the symbol or the number. So I was talking to my husband. I was like, I could order one of these like tower ink stamp things that I had seen on Amazon. Do I really want to spend the money on that? Do I just want to do something else? And I had this empty Diamond Art Club box from another kit that I had opened. And I said, can you just kind of cut this side off for me so that I can use it to just kind of hold all of these standing like this so that I can see the symbols more easily. So he's actually the one who only cut it part way so that it would still be sturdy enough, and it happened to be just perfectly the amount that I could fit all 23 colors in here in the trays and still have some room to move things around. Not exactly perfect because there's too much slide room. I didn't like that, but my trays aren't all the same size either, so it worked out just fine. So a few thoughts. I really like this thing, even though I don't know if I'll do this again, but it was a nice low cost, no cost solution to the thing. I like having it in the trays. However, I don't like not being able to see all the colors. I mean, this one, the cat proof trays are kind of see-through, so you can sort of see what color it is. But definitely with the tray bricks, I don't like that. Now with the cat proof, it's not my favorite thing to use these lids because it just takes a lot to keep them on and off. Plus, sometimes if you shake the drills around, even with the lids on, there will be drills that get caught in between the lid and the top of the tray. And you kind of have to shake them out and figure out, trying to look and see if there is one here. Be like, okay, that's stuck there. Just be careful when you open it so you don't spill drills when you open it. So obviously that doesn't happen with the tray brick trays. But I will say, again, I don't like not being able to see. And these, you can't see it all, so you have no idea other than the symbol that's on here what color it is. They're kind of hard and stiff to open, so I didn't really like that. Of course, when you store them this way, all the drills fall down to the bottom, so they have a tendency to get caught on this lip here or stick to the underneath, because some of these had a little bit of static. I can also report these are not anti-static. If that's the way that they're advertised, that was not my experience with them. So they do line up pretty good if you don't have a ton of drills, but what I found was because I'm right-handed, I diamond paint with my right hand and I hold my tray with my left. You would think this would be out of the way, the lid would be out of the way, but it really wasn't. I found myself hitting it several times, trying to move my hand around, and it would do that. It was just kind of annoying. So I don't really like that either. I definitely like the cat proof better, where I could just take the lid off, move it out of my way, put it back on when I was done. So it wasn't a terrible experience, but definitely not something I'm sure I'm going to repeat, except part of this was to see if it made me any faster. So that was the other thing for using two kits that were the same size and had the same amount of drills. So I went back and looked. The Midnight Lantern kit took me like 9.5 hours. This one only took me 7.5. This one had less colors, so I don't know if that was it. I don't know if there was more confetti in the other one, but 2 hours less. So I think I may try another one. I don't know if I'll do exactly this, because I think this was the one that had the kit that had the least amount of colors of all of them. And I think most of the rest of them had like 30 plus colors. So I don't know. I guess I could cut up another box like this, because I'm sure I'll have another Diamond Art Club box that I could cut up, or some other box that I could cut up. But not my favorite thing. I think it did make me faster, but it was not as enjoyable. So that's my thoughts on all of the trays and everything. If you have any questions about that or comments, leave those down below. So now let's look at the kit itself, and I'll tell you what I think of the finished product and some of the issues I had as I went through. So here is the finished canvas. This one is called Rabbit and Daisy. And again, it's the same size. It's 35 by 25, and it has the exact same number of drills as the Midnight Lantern kit. I assumed it would have the same kind of amount of multi-placing because it has all of these flowers. However, the bunny is a big section of it, so there were several places where there was brown multi-placing. And of course, you can see down here there's quite a bit of, it looks like confetti, but there's actually this dark green. There was quite a bit of it. It was the color I had the most of, so I don't know if that made a difference. I do think this kit is super cute. It was nice and quick to work on. Like I said, 7.5 hours. So almost 2 hours less than the Midnight Lanterns one. I enjoyed both of them. However, I will say again, and I mentioned this during the Midnight Lantern review, I don't know if these drills are dirty. I've kind of decided that they're just a teeny tiny bit smaller than regular drills. Typically for rounds, I use my Everlasting Tips multi-placer. And this one works for my Diamond Art Club rounds. I use it for Dreamer Designs rounds. I've never had any issues with it. With both of these art dot kits, I could not get this to work. It's like the drills are just a teeny bit smaller, so they end up sinking all the way down into the tip. So I can't get them to place on the canvas. And same thing, I had my glue dots in here, and it took forever to get to a point, and I'm not sure I ever actually did, where it was picking up the drills consistently. Someone mentioned when I was reviewing the Midnight Lanterns that maybe the drills were just dirty, so there's like extra dust and stuff on it. Maybe, I don't know. What I eventually ended up doing was grabbing my Diamond Art Club. I call it my Diamond Art Club pin. It's not a Diamond Art Club pin, but it has a Diamond Art Club tip in it. It's my 6-placer, but it's the new kind of square ones, and I usually use it exclusively for squares. But I used it for these rounds, and it actually worked better than my usual round tip. So I ended up using it for that, and it went way better. So that's why I'm saying maybe they're just a teeny bit smaller than what this tip is made for. I'm going to do a third one and do some more experimenting with other tips, and also do some more experimenting with the tray method and what I'm going to do. But I need to think about it. I definitely, after this experience, can say that I am not a huge fan of the tray brick trays. Maybe if I had gotten some clear see-through ones rather than the pink ones, I would like them better, but I didn't. So I don't know if I want to spend more money to get some different ones, if I want to just keep the cat-proof ones that I have and maybe add to those. I still have my art dot trays, though they don't really have lids, so I could stack those as well. But then I'm going to be stacking them on top of each other to keep the drills from going anywhere. I don't know how well that will work. I don't have animals to worry about, so we'll see. So this ended up being kind of more of a report rather than a review. So let me just talk about the kit for a little bit and what I liked about it. So again, it's super cute. I think it's super cute. Love the size. I love the fact that these are basically the nice soft lint canvases. They're scalloped, but they come flat, so you don't have any kind of creases or anything to worry about. Even the ones from some more premium companies, when they get rolled up and they shove the toolkits in and stuff, sometimes they can get kind of crimped at the end or whatever. So I really like this. And like I said, I do think it's cute. This kit also had 2 ABs, so you can see the white ABs here, and then a yellow AB and a bunch of the flowers. I had a really good time doing this. Didn't take very long. It actually only 7 hours over a couple of days. I actually was trying to finish this one before the end of May. I didn't make it, I finished it on June 1st, but what can you do? Oh, and I didn't show you guys the trash. That was the other thing about this kit. So I do have in that green, there were quite a few that were misshapen, not too small, too big, whatever. But for the size of the kit, hardly any trash at all, which is great. And, you know, maybe the time that I saved is just from not having to open the container, pour out into a tray, diamond paint, pour back into the container, etc., etc. I don't know if that was just the 2 hours. I don't know if it was that there was enough multi-placing on here that I just didn't, it went faster because of the kit itself, the image itself, but it was fun. So let me know what you think, guys. I know we've already talked about these art dot kits, but what do you think about the experiment? Do you think this had enough confetti? Should I do it again with a kit that has more colors? Let me know what you think. That's it for me today, guys. Thanks so much for sticking around till the end of the video. Before you leave, don't forget to do all the things. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification icon so that you can be informed of future uploads. And as always, guys, thanks so much for watching.